welcome to Sports Talk with L-Beasley. It is Thursday afternoon here for me in Detroit, Michigan. And as you can see, it's getting a little chilly in Detroit. It's getting a little chilly in the D. So I had to, start changing a little bit. I had to wear my turtleneck today. It's a little chilly. It's fall, be winter before I know it. So, just had to change a little bit of clothing. But at the end of the day, I'm only discussing really two big things today on my show. Of course, I'm discussing that Thursday night football game. And then I'm going to talk about a little NBA drama. And it's not really NBA drama. It's just that it was a question that I brought up on Twitter and Facebook that caused a big stir based off a comment by a certain point guard. I'll give you the details and the name of that point guard coming up next. But first, let me talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Tennessee Titans, our Thursday night football game for tonight. I'm looking forward to this game mainly just to see how the Steelers are going to play. The Steelers are 2-2. They've struggled. And as far as the Tennessee Titans, they're 1-4. And the only team, who gave them a win was, my hometown team, the Detroit Lions. But I'm not going to bring that up. I'm just going to say, they really shouldn't. They should be like the Browns, winless. But, thanks to the Detroit Lions, once again, my hometown team, they got one win. But just moving on, as far as the Tennessee Titans are concerned, I'm really just trying to see how they're going to play offensively. Jake Locker is still out, so Matt Hasselbeck is still the starter for the time being. But this is a team that has committed 10 turnovers, and has struggled to run the ball. And I guess that's really my whole thing. Is there any chance that this team is really going to, get going? You're not going to get help. He's not, Chris Johnson, and the rest of the offense are not going to get help from Javon Ringer, the running back, because he's out 4 weeks with a knee injury now. So, now it's getting that time where you really want Chris Johnson to step up. But at the end of the day, I also would like to see Matt Hasselbeck step up. But at this point, I don't really know if that's going to happen or what Tennessee is going to do. And I know some people think, okay, well, Pittsburgh has a lot of defensive issues. It's still no reason. Tennessee Titans are just not a good team right now. There's no reason for Pittsburgh to come back and come into this game and struggle. You barely beat Philadelphia Eagles. That's your business. Win is a win. Like I said, Ben Roethlisberger basically engineered a 64-yard drive, and basically, his team won the game. But at the end of the day, if I'm the Steelers, there's still no reason for you to lose this game. Yes, you have lost some key pieces, obviously, with Troy Polamalu being out, missing his third game. We don't know if Lamar Willie's going to play. It's been up and down whether he's going to get in the game. But at the end of the day, another thing I like about the Steelers, too, is you got Rashard Mendenhall back, which is a good move. He looked strong. He's coming off a torn ACL, so he had a strong performance. He looked strong. He rushed for about, 68 yards, caught about 3 or 4 passes for 33 yards and a touchdown his first game back. So that was impressive, and now you can lean back on that running game a little bit, which is going to open up the door for Ben Roethlisberger. But if I'm Ben Roethlisberger, I don't think he's going to have to. I really don't. He better not have to, but he should not have to have another fourth quarter rally, in my opinion, against this Titan club. Now, it is just something about the Steelers. When they play the Titans, they just seem to struggle for some reason. Every time they play, I think like in the last, 10 meetings or something, they normally lose or something. So if I'm the Steelers, it's really just coming here and taking care of business. Like I said, at the end of the day, I'm tired of seeing these elite teams, whether they're playing horrible or they're playing mediocre. I would like to see them come in and take care of these smaller teams. There's no reason for Tennessee to beat you. Their defense is not elite. They're probably going to rush you with 4 men or less, which is something that Ben thrives on because he has some of his best QB ratings when it's 4 or less rushing against them. So if I'm that, like I said, he shouldn't have a problem. Like I said, this should not be a game that the Steelers should lose. I really just don't want to see the Steelers come in here and play at a down level like I've seen Baltimore do, like I've seen Green Bay do, like I've seen the Giants do. I want to see them just come in here and just take care of business. That's what allows teams to stay in the games. It was similar to what I said about, the Texans and the Jets. And it wasn't that the Jets are just so horrible. It was just that, come on, Texans, take advantage. This game should be over. This shouldn't be a game. I should not have to turn this game. I should have to watch the fourth quarter of this game is basically what I'm saying. I should be able to halftime. I should feel comfortable by third quarter. I should be basically like, this game is about to be over. I should not have to turn back to the fourth quarter. I should be turning back for the post game just to hear what the experts got to say. That's what I'm saying. So at this point, I think Pittsburgh is going to be fine as far as, again, I think they're going to win. I think, now, like I said, we're having Rashard Mendenhall back who looks strong. Hopefully he continues to perform strong. He's going to have a nice game against this defense. As far, and like I said, Roethlisberger is going to do well. Defensive-wise, I'm a little bit worried about the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, but it should not be to the point where Tennessee offense is able to run all over you. Yes, they have pieces. Yes, they have some moments, but there's no reason for them to win this game and beat out Pittsburgh. There isn't. far as rushing, they should outbeat them. And honestly, as far as passing, they should beat them. Like I said, defensively, Pittsburgh only allows about 280 yards per game. They don't even allow you to get over 100 yards rushing, which is not a problem since Chris Johnson don't seem to know what that is anymore. And then as far as passing yards, they only allow 185-yard passing. Like I said, they only are allowing 280, yards allowed offensively anyway, talking about Pittsburgh Steelers here. So at the end of the day, Pittsburgh should win this game, but at the end of the day, I really just want to see them come in and take care of business. I do not want to see this game become slow and no scores, or you taking too many field goals. Go down the field, execute, get the touchdowns, make sure the game is over. That way you can relax. That's all I got to say on that. So I'm going Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll see. Most of the time my predictions are right, so hopefully Pittsburgh doesn't piss me off and prove me wrong. But moving on, the thing I talked about earlier with a little bit of NBA drama. Rajon Rondo of the Boston Celtics basically, he's convinced that he is the best point guard in the NBA. Now, he said this a couple times before, but now he is saying that he is the best point guard, and then he explained why he's the best point guard. Now, he feels that for him, he said some fans look at a point guard and say he had 26 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds, and they say they had a great game. But there's a lot of talent in the NBA, and eventually that talent catches up with you. The mental game is where it is at. He said that he would say his game is 80% mental and 20% physical, which separates him from great players, which separates great players and good ones in his performing consistently. So, I get his point, and I like to think as a point guard point, yeah, it is definitely, 80% mental, especially at the point guard position. But is Rajon Rondo the best point guard in the NBA? To me, he's not. He's in my top 3, and I've said this before. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Rajon Rondo sucks. He can't do anything. No, Rajon Rondo is a beast, no question. It's great to see him evolve from college to since he got in the league to where he is now. It's great to see. But as I said before, my top point guards in the NBA right now are Chris Paul and Deron Williams. I'm not trying to tear Rajon Rondo down, but you're very good at controlling the flow of the game. That's true. You're a very good defender. And you seem to be a good fit for the Celtics. We'll see how that goes this season. But Chris Paul and Deron Williams do all that you do, and they're both better shooters than you. So at the end of the day, I have to start questioning, Rajon Rondo. Don't get me wrong, it's very close, which is why I always say my top 3 point guards generally are Deron, Chris Paul, and Rondo. Those are my top 3 point guards generally. I know some people like to throw Steve Nash and them in there. The only reason I don't throw Steve Nash in there is just because of his lack of defense and his age. But at the end of the day, it's either CP3 or CP3 and Deron Williams are both ahead of you anyway. I just don't get where you get that from. Like I said, Rondo, you're an elite guard, but until you get that jump shot going, and quite frankly, until you can help lead that team a little bit more farther than just the Eastern Conference Finals, and I'm not saying it's your fault, because you played well in the playoffs as far as Rondo is concerned. But at the end of the day, I just really want to see more out of Rondo. We're going to really see what Rondo is made of in the next couple years, too, because with Rondo, you've had Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen. You've had some amazing pieces around you, as where Darren and Chris can't say the same thing. Chris and Darren are now just getting back to the point where they can really say, I got some people I can really maybe do some things with, and even then it's questionable. So if I'm Rajon Rondo, like I said, I like his guts in saying I am the best point guard, because to be the best you have to believe that you are the best, and I think that he's right there. I think if he gets that jump shot going, it will be hard for me to say he's not, because that's really the main thing with Rondo is his free throws and his jump shot shooting. He's just not a good shooter, and at a point guard, I feel like as you continue to move on in your career, you're gonna have to get that shot. You're not the biggest, you're not the strongest. Chris Paul and Darren has height and size over both of you, but Chris Paul has the strength and the shot over you. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. It's a little bit of everything trumps the other. Like I said, I feel like Darren does everything, great, and I feel like Chris Paul does everything great. He just is a little short, which hinders him. If he was 6'2", 6'3", it'd be no question Chris Paul is the best. And then with Rondo, you lack the size and the strength of Chris Paul and Darren Williams, but at the end of the day, it's just that shot. You can't shoot. Not consistently anyway, and that's something as a point guard I need my point guard to do. All my great point guards that I think back in my book could shoot. So at the end of the day, that's what I'm looking for, Rondo. I do like I said, I do like the fact that he is saying that he is the best and he wants to, if he wants to be the best. And I even liked his answer, that it is 80% mental and 20% physical for him, and that's how you succeed in this game. And I believe that's true because I've heard Kobe say similar things and Jordan and whatnot. So it is great to hear him say that. But if you get that jump shot, it's probably not going to be any reason for us to say you're not the best point guard. But until you get that jump shot, I can't say that. In my opinion, Deron Williams and Chris Paul are ahead of you. They are the most complete guards in our game. They have exceeded expectations of what we expected of them with basically no talent. Chris Paul did on New Orleans Hornets, and he experienced a little bit with the Clippers. He led that team. Deron obviously dealt with some tough things in Utah and obviously some early things with the Brooklyn Nets back when they were called the New Jersey Nets. And now both players, in Chris Paul and Deron Williams, are put in a position now where they can actually make some noise with their teams and possibly start contending for some championships in the near future. And at the end of the day, Rondo, till you get that jump shot and maybe even get a little bit stronger for me, I'm not going to say that you're the best point guard. But you get that shot, it's going to be hard for me to say because you are walking triple-double on national television because that's what it seems like. You get your triple-doubles when you're on national television. But at the end of the day, yeah, I think he's right there. Like I said, my top 3 point guards are hands down Deron Williams, Chris Paul, and Rondo. That's my top 3 right now. But right now, I cannot say that you're the best point guard in the NBA. Chris Paul and Deron Williams trump you. I'm sorry, Rondo. Respect you. Loved you since Kentucky. Great to see you grow, but you're not the best point guard in the NBA. Anyway, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this segment of Sports Talk with L-Beasley. You already know the drill. Let me know what you think of the show. If you agree, if you disagree. I know somebody going to disagree. I know somebody going to agree. Be sure to leave me comments. I always love to hear your comments. Be sure to let me know what you think. If you have a topic that you want me to discuss that I did not discuss on today's show, be sure to let me know. Always down to honor requests from my fans. If you want to be a guest on my show, please let me know. Always love to have guests, and you can hop on Skype with me. Either you can either be an audio guest or a video guest, whatever you prefer. Like I said, if you don't want to be on camera, we can just make you an audio guest. It's not a big deal. And be sure to go check out MoneyballSportswear.com. I cannot stress that enough. And if you're going to love their clothes, they're inexpensive, go check them out, MoneyballSportswear.com. The only way to ball is Moneyball, so please go check them out. Once again, contact me for information as far as, topics. If you want to be a guest, all my contact information is on the credits at the end, so be sure to do that. Thanks for all my fan support and continue to show love. Thank you again for all the love and comments. Definitely appreciate it. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Go Steelers. They better win this game tonight so they don't prove me wrong.